Hello everyone, welcome to this video. I'm going to be demonstrating a tool called Seamless.ai in this video. For those of you who've watched my other videos on my channel, you already know of tools like Seamless, for example, Apollo, Lusha, Hunter, all of these sales databases. Seamless is a platform that we've been using increasingly more at our agency recently, just because of the fact that its coverage is pretty unmatched in comparison to any of the other tools. This is the main reason why I wanted to make a video. You guys can see there's over 1.4 billion contacts on the Seamless platform, where I believe Apollo is sitting at roughly 250 million. So, I mean, you literally have the coverage of like 6 Apollos with just one of these Seamless tools, okay? Now, I'm sure that there's a big overlap there because I'm sure they have some of the same leads, but still, 1.4 billion is significantly more than 250 million or whatever Apollo has on their platform, okay? Now, if you've ever used any other tools, anything like Apollo, even something like LinkedIn Sales Navigator, you'll understand like fundamentally how a tool like Seamless works. You have a person section, you have a company section, okay? Now, something that I really like about Seamless is you're able to go and filter based on things like SIC codes and NAICS codes, right? So if you're going after something super specific, like you can literally search up, like for example, HVAC code, right? And then get like 3341 and then come into here and just paste it in and have like super specific ideal client profiles without having to mess around with keywords. That's one of the main things that we use this platform for, is just being able to target based on industry codes rather than just like only keywords, okay? Now, I'll give a quick demonstration just to show you guys how it works. Obviously, if you're building an actual real lead list, you can get even more specific, but you come into keywords, you can type in something like HVAC, heating, cooling, right? Go apply like a basic location. Let's do United States, include that, click search, and you're going to see a bunch of companies are going to come up, okay? Obviously, you're going to have everything from huge billion-dollar companies to, mom and pop shops. So what you can do is you can come down here. Let me move my window, come here to employee size and just select these smaller companies, right? So for example, click search, and just like that, you already have 10,000 companies from just 3 keywords, all in the US, all that do some sort of HVAC, okay? So for example, this one, Dynamic Air Experts, if we click on this, HVAC solutions that you deserve, you can see this is very clearly an HVAC company. And just like that, I'm able to build a huge lead list of people, okay? So what you'd be able to do now is you can click right here and click Find Contacts, and it'll take you to the Contacts page. And on here, you're gonna see all of the decision makers. And you can see that the filters changed because now these are people level filters rather than just company level filters, okay? So you can come here and you can now filter by things like titles, seniorities, departments. Personally, I don't like to go based on seniorities or departments because I found that it's sometimes inaccurate. I like to go based on titles. So for example, CEO, owner, founder, operator, president, director, let's think what else, executive, chair, CMO, COO, like any titles that you might think are relevant. So for example, let's do this. You can only do 10 per search, which makes things very detailed and very targeted. You can click search, and just like that, in literally the couple minutes that we already have 300 decision makers at these companies, okay? Obviously, the more job titles you're gonna go after, the more people you're gonna find, and also depending on how specific you're gonna get, it all depends, okay? And essentially from here, you can just click find, and you'll see their email. I'm not gonna do it just because I don't want to leak this person's email, but I mean, you guys can imagine, you click find and it pops up, nothing too complicated, okay? You also have all of their social medias, LinkedIn's, X profiles, Facebook's, Google's, everything that you would need about a person, you can get through this platform, okay? Now, essentially, if you want to go and you can filter even more based on, for example, where this person in particular lives or specific keywords that this person might have under their profile, like in their LinkedIn, for example, industries, employee sizes, revenues of the company, anything you might want, you can filter right through here, okay? Now, again, what Seamless does, which is very convenient, is it brings it all into one place. Obviously, sometimes, when you're using a platform like Apollo, you might have to go scrape Google My Business and then bring it into Apollo. With something like this, I found the keywords are a lot more relevant. So you can actually just straight up skip that step overall. You can even filter based on certain technologies. Like for example, if you're going after like e-commerce stores, you could, not Spotify, sorry, Shopify. You can go after companies that are specifically using something like Shopify, right? So it becomes very powerful because they have it overall just creates a very easy experience for exporting leads. Now, there are a lot of other features I'm not going to get into in this video. I might do it in another video, but like, for example, buyer intent signals. This is something that Apollo I don't think has at all, right? Where you can essentially go after certain like intent signals. You can even enrich content. This is another thing. If you ever have a lead list, like a big CSV, and that CSV has, for example, only the first names, only the last names, and only the domains, you can put that in and you can get emails back. Or for example, if you only have LinkedIn's, you can get their emails, right? So you can enrich a lead list, okay? And it's very, very powerful. Also, as you can see right here, you can even connect contacts directly in the platform. So they just pretty much give you everything you might need for outbound. And overall, it's a pretty cool platform, okay? So just wanted to make this quick video just to drive awareness. This is out there, try it out. If in certain industries, I think Seamless is the best data platform. So if it works for you, then this might be a perfect solution to get leads. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. And as always, until the next video.